Okay, everybody, this is my first filming actually in a few days, I think, or it seems like it. I am going over here to New Mexico History Museum, and I'm not sure about filming inside the exhibits. I know you can take pictures as long as you don't use a flash. Just home on the range from Manchester Rockets. Welcome to the Mexico History Museum. Oh, this is like from the holidays. So we'll see. I'm going to go inside and pay my $7 admission fee. It's discounted for New Mexico residents, so I lucked out with that. Okay, so I went through one exhibit which I realized that I have seen before. He said I could take pictures without flash, and I can't take video inside the exhibits without special permission. I'd have to get approved, which I might possibly do later on this year. But yeah, so I can't do video inside the exhibits, but I just wanted to show you from the outside. This is, I haven't seen this one, I don't believe. This is Home on the Range, from Ranches to Rockets. Should be interesting. Oh, let me see here. Home on the Range in the early 1900s, much of the arid land east of Las Cruces, including the San Andres and Esquira Mountains and the Tularosa Basin, was ranching country. Many of these ranchers came from Texas in the late 1800s and found grass tall and plentiful. They soon realized that they had arrived during a particularly wet climatic period and that raising cattle would not be as profitable as they had once believed, but they stayed on. By 1940, the typical ranch in the area was composed of small pieces of privately owned land supplemented by large parcels of federal and state land, which the ranchers leased for grazing purposes. Life on the range was filled with opportunities, challenges, hardships, and rewards. In 1942, the lives of these hardy ranchers dramatically changed. In this exhibit, you will learn about the ranch life in the Tularosa Basin. Tularosa's south, kind of southeast, I think, of here. Well, it's a long way south, but anyway, Tularosa Basin and the surrounding mountains, and how events. Oh yeah, the town of Tularosa is south. And how events taking place halfway around the world brought about changes for many ranchers were permanent. Okay, this is the next one I am going to go into. I had made a post on my community page yesterday about Zozobra, because there was a Zozobra display thing at the visitor center here in Santa Fe, and somebody asked, one of my great viewers asked what Zozobra was. It's really hard to explain unless you live in New Mexico, and you just kind of know about it if you live here. It's a New Mexico thing. But yeah, so I'm going to try to post a video link, and I can't take video inside the exhibit, but the Zozobra looks like this. And I'll take some pictures inside the exhibit and post them on my community page that maybe tells a little bit about the history of Zozobra and how it's part of our culture here in New Mexico. So I think that's going to wrap up my time here. I wish I could have filmed an exhibit, but I have to respect the museum. see, possibly, I don't know how easy it would be to get permission to actually film in the exhibitions. But this was interesting. I saw 2 new exhibits, and I enjoyed them thoroughly. The Zozobra one was especially interesting. Well, both of them, the Ranches to Rockets. I think that was even more interesting than Zozobra, honestly. But so, yeah, you never know. Zozobra was interesting too. I mean, I know a little more about it. It's a little more familiar as far as it's just really hard to explain unless you live here and know the culture and the history. So I'm trying to show you the best I can, what I can, and there's got to be somewhere else in Santa Fe or in Mexico. Well, yeah, in Mexico or Santa Fe that I could actually film about Zozobra. And I will try to post a link to a video talking about Zozobra. It goes back like over 100 years, so a century. Anyway, I think 1920. What did it say? Like 1920 or 1921 or something like that. I think 1921 maybe. So yeah. I was gonna possibly film in the gift shop. I don't really feel like doing that. I'll be tempted to spend money. And I asked the woman at the front desk who I paid the admission fee to, and she just said, "Well, yes, you can, but I don't know where you'd want to." So anyway, that's it from the New Mexico History Museum. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of what it looks what it looks like inside, and some of the exhibits in the museum. Exhibits from the outside of the actual exhibit, like the outside of the doors. I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah. So thanks for joining me today, and it's good to get out, do something. The weather is pretty nice today. It's not supposed to be as great tomorrow or over the weekend. I was going to go to an AA meeting tomorrow. It's supposed to be like really windy. I just don't like being out waiting for buses in the wind, but we'll see what actually happens because the weather changes so rapidly here. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and hope you enjoyed. And please like, share, and subscribe, and comment.